Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good evening. Shutting's coming at you here. A little look ahead lines. Late night picks college basketball for Saturday. Not the 14th. That'll be the 15th. That'll be Saturday the 15th. What are we doing talking about the 14th? That's a mess up. It's Saturday. Saturday college hoops. You know, I thought I had it set for. I'm an hour late. I thought it was. I've only been in Texas for 5 years. You think I get the time right every once in a while, but wrong. 10:45. 11:45. Anyway. All right, let's hit the like button, share, subscribe, notification bell on. Come check out the YouTube channel because the Twitter world. Could someone explain why it's only on like the side of X? It's not on your profile anymore, like your wall or whatever the hell it's called. Oh. What are we gonna do? Let's we got comments already. Michael says, I lost both games. You're done. Lost both games. What? I mean, and I responded to him. George Washington wins by 19, given 2. I think that's a winner. St. Louis under 155.5. That was what? 145. I don't know. Is that right? Somebody help me out. On those 2 games, how'd they do? I thought they were both winners. I could be wrong. You always get some. Maybe he's ready to Mr. Numbers. There we go. Scott, what do you mean late night? We got a late night one. I'm here. I am here a little late. Tonight, but the midnight money is back. Yeah, Scott says, Michael, shut up, clown. Yes, I'm here. The game's won. What's he talking about? Halfway into my pleasure session. There you go. Yeah, Nick, good job. Sorry to interrupt. My face will definitely beat down your chubby. Oh, 2 money's in the house. Lost my butt today. Ohio didn't cover the 10, and soccer kissed my butt. Oh, you took the Miami, Ohio Bobcats. No one's believing in Miami, Ohio Red Hawks. Michael, you blow. Sean Higgs is a legend. Let's not get carried away. Here's another Michael. Here's a Michael. Let's see what this Michael thinks of me. Canisius got smoked, but shout out for St. Louis. Got to stay off the college kids. Canisius at home. You took him as a little home dog there. Listen. College basketball, home dogs. I understand taking them. I like them sometimes. I took a small home fave today in George Washington. Sacred Heart was a 1-point dog. They won at home. Dartmouth, not so much. Whiskey got it done. Yeah, I had Michigan State and midday money today. That was a loser. St. Louis was a winner. NC-A&T is going right now still. They're down 3 and 3.5. GW got it done. Michigan State was not expecting a dumper from Michigan State. Yeah, they Mike, you're on YouTube. You didn't see the St. Louis? I wrote the St. Louis one. Jesse wants to hit the bench press live. When's this up, Jesse? You gonna do bench presses now? Nothing being on top of a nice college blonde. There you go. All right. You're my hero. I mean, the other Mike was like, I don't know who this guy is. Again, lose, but I don't know what's he talking about. We lose. We won. Let's get to. We got a plethora of games today. Now I got 3 games up on the sites and on YouTube Premium, and there was Lorne came in. He is now a YouTube Premium member. Our guy Lorne. So I like a bunch of games today, and we're gonna start. We're going to start right here with some late night money. Look at this. Scott hit me up on the X. Waiting on the live. I do not know what's happening on the YouTube live. All right. So I'm going to put these up on the X and Mr. Sean Higgs as we go through them here. So we're going to start here again. This is a lot of extra board love here this afternoon. Well, not this afternoon. Tonight as we go over the card. So we're going to start with Bucknell here. And again, newer people watching, I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you. You're like, what the hell is this guy doing? So I like to grab my dogs here, and here they are. Here's a bunch of them. Added games. I like to call these guys the uglies. All right, these are your SWAC, your Southland, America East, Patriot kind of stuff, right? Atlantic Sun. Just games that are there's no real – they're extra board games, but they're lined all year long, right? It's nothing like the old days. You'd get a couple of small schools, a book would add. Now these are pretty much commonplace. But I still have to kind of keep these on a different kind of handicap just because of the pure ugliness of them. And if you run through their records and you look at them, you're like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. Look, how do you end up taking this kind of team? Bucknell, they're 8-18. They're 3-9 on the road. I get it. It's not a nice flavor. It doesn't taste good going down taking these kind of teams. So I kind of separate these guys to their own little category here. And I believe, I want to say it was the 8th of January. We started jumping, meaning me, into our ugly dog category. Not just ugly dogs, just pretty much kind of dogs in general. Pretty much kind of taking some doggies that we weren't taken early on. And I believe here it is the 8th. It is the 8th. January the 8th. I'm going to make a note of it just because I am. January 8th for quote-unquote the dogs. Grand total of games I've put out on sites, I bet, all that kind of stuff. 121.95 since January 8th. That's 56%. That's $100 player would be up about $15.60. And these are all basically dogs since then. You might have a rando 130 money line. But for 98% of the games, we're going to say probably more than that, have been games like Bucknell plus 6.5. Again, they are 44-40. Chicago State plus 6.5. Army plus 9.5. Stetson plus 9.5. They're in the chat. They're on the X. They're here for you. I'm going to get to some close call games here. Overall, like games that are locked into this system. Again, not really counting the uglies in this mess. 103-63. And we're going to look over a few games. I got another banner to come up after this with kind of close calls kind of stuff and things like that. Excuse me. But as I said, they're not pretty. Bryant plus 12.5. I mean, West Georgia, we're in the bowels of sadness when it comes to these kind of teams. But yet, if you look at our numbers here, they cover. They have been covering. They do cover. Again, Stetson is a 2-12 team on the road. West Georgia, again, plus 11.5 here. North Florida, we had them the other day. We had North Florida, we had Bellarmine. Who'd they play? No, we had North Florida. They were catching points, I believe, in their last game. Against Gulf Coast, we covered with them. Plus 7.5. And I mentioned that they're like 4-2 covering here in conference play. 15-9 ATS record for North Florida. 7-3 ATS. Their last 10 games. When Jacksonville comes in 5-5 ATS. They're just 10-14 on the year. Now you're laying a decent amount of points here. The Ospreys of South Florida, 6-4 straight up and 7-3 against the spread versus team. Don't be scared to take North Florida. And North Florida would actually kind of fit more into the 103-63 portal than the 44-41. Maryland Eastern Shore, 11.5 for UMeds out of the MEAC. Again, 2-16 on the road. Not the best team to play. 8-17, not good. But you know what? 13-10 against spread. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. On the road, this is their 5th game straight on the road. Now, that's spread out. January 3rd, the 2nd, 4th, the 7th. Here we go on the 14th. You have them losing games where they were favored. 1.5 point favorite on the road. 3.5 favorite on the road. You're losing these games. You're not catching the points. When it comes to them catching a point, Norfolk would be the focus for me there, catching 6.5. It was a cover for them. And a dog outright win for them. All right. Now Howard's pretty good. They're not a bad team. They cover numbers here. This is one where I would 100% put this into the ugly 44-40 range. Sometimes we catch the good numbers like we do with North Florida here as a underdog. In this case, it's not great. Hold your nose for sure if you want to get down on Maryland Eastern Shore. Next up, we have Delaware State, another one, not for the faint of heart. Taking 9.5 points in this one. And again, we look at these numbers here for them. Are we pumped up? 1-12 on the road. 6-17, 7-12 ATS. 3-6 ATS run, 2-8 straight up run. On the road last 2, didn't cover 7.5, didn't cover it as a favorite. 1 point dog, 8 point dog, they couldn't get there. Do I want to really run to take this one? Although it is a play that fits the bill, no. I'm putting them all out here for you. Coppin State. Here's another. the MEAC. You want to call it, maybe you want to just call it the Make You Want to Yak. Coppin State. 4-21. 2-13 on the road. 9-15 ATS. 2-8 straight up their last 10. NC Central covers. Again, hold your nose. And, of course, Mississippi Valley, the Delta Devils. What is there to say about this team? And I've said this before on other shows. You know, you have kids on these teams. 1-23. Winless on the road. 0-13. 11-12 ATS. They've covered 6-10 versus Alabama A&M. Let's look at a couple of roadies here. At Southern, catching 20, lost by 11. Texas Southern, catching 12, lost by 30, not good. Prairie View, catching 18. We had them here because I was like, look at this, we got them. They lost by a point that game, which explains their 30-point beatdown the next game on the road. So, my two favorite out of this one. Actually, three. Chicago State's been playing well. North Florida would be the top of the list. And then we dabble in with Chicago State's been playing well. I think they've won 3 straight, outright wins for them. And Mississippi Valley. Next up here, a couple close calls. I'm gonna put the close calls. I'm gonna put them in the chat because I see we got some comments. So we'll jump to the comments and we'll get the close calls. And I can add the close calls out to the X. And again, the close calls, well, I'll talk about them in a second. Let's get to the comments, and then let me post these out on the X, and we'll get to the ones that are near misses. Near misses. You're my hero. We saw that one. Dogs are barking. Sandu, my guy, good to see you. T-Money says his play of the day is Georgia money line. Georgia money line. Let's see who they're playing. I don't even know who's in the SEC. Georgia versus Oklahoma. Wow, look at that. You're taking Georgia. 17-7 Georgia. Catching a point from a 12-12 Oklahoma team. Wow, I'm shocked you're not on Oklahoma here. Shocked you're not on Oklahoma. 1 point. Oklahoma just snapped a losing streak. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row. They lost 9 in a row. They won their first game in SEC, and look, to lose 9 straight before a last-second win. And now they're a 1-point fave, and oh my goodness! I got to get the pen out. I'm going to probably add Oklahoma to the freebie list tomorrow. Oklahoma. A big card for sure. Clara versus the Zags. Santa Clara is not that bad a team. You want to take them here at home? I'll say okay, yes. I will take Santa Clara tomorrow. I'm with you there. What do we got here? We got Mountain West action. San Diego State, Nevada. 8.5. January 6th, San Diego State won by 5 in San Diego State. San Diego State has won 3 in a row. There's an OT win by Nevada. Then it's San Diego State again. Nevada on a 7-3 ATS run, and they've been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 favored in 6 of those. San Diego, 7-3 ATS themselves, favored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in all of their games. Only time they were a dog, they covered 6.5 in Utah State. Who's on deck here? San Jose, Gulf Coast. Grand Canyon up next. Tough stretch here. Grand Canyon at Colorado State and home versus Utah State for the Aztecs. Tech getting 9.5 from Arizona in the Big Ten. Excuse me. The 12. They're in the Big 12. Arizona, it's 8. Sheesh. That is a big number. Are they really just enticing you to try to take Texas Tech there now? Right? Is that the shenanigans? I don't know. I mean, Arizona might be able to play there. Nick, I'm taking Jordan Love as MVP. Plus 1,500. Sure, you can play that level, just needs to do it consistently. Jordan Love, NFL MVP talk already, huh? All right. Firmly, if you get occasionally a tough beat, it is proof positive that you are a good handicapper. Listen, that's part of gambling. You're going to have some tough ones. Kind of like Providence at the Duncan TD versus St. John's. Again, you guys moving all to the biggies, all to the Big East schools. Big East. Providence already beat them 77-71 start the year. We had Xavier last game catching 15 from St. John's off the big win over UConn. Providence in off a loss. Let's see. I'm going to look at some of these St. John's scores. It does seem a little high at the 7. Mr. Wesker's always got jokes. San Diego State doesn't blow teams out. Nevada playing revenge. I like getting Alfred as a dog. He worth a shot. I'm here, Scott. I am here. Thanks for sticking around. I was a little late. I got my times confused. Now it seems like they are begging to take Tech. We see teams go on long win streaks, undefeated, and then drop a couple in a row. No, I agree with that, but it's just they're definitely begging you. They want you to take Texas Tech in that spot, for sure. Let's talk about some close call games here. So the close calls are 54 and 47 and have dropped 7 in a row. So here we go. We got Upstate catching 5.5. What do we say about Upstate here? Let me pull up some Big South. 11 and 15, 11 and 12 ATS, 3 and 12 on the road. They are 6 and 4 ATS in this series. The series is 5 and 5 straight up. Upstate on a 3 and 7 ATS run, not good. Along with 6 and 4 ATS. On the road at Asheville, catching 6.5, lose by 9. Favored at the Weeb, loser outright. Man, the Weeb is terrible this year. Catching 16.5, losing by 20 to High Point. You're near the number there, and High Point's a pretty good squad. Charleston Southern catching 6.5, win outright there. And then Presby was like a 1.5. That wouldn't even fall into my range there, though. So we have the Weeb loss, which is bad. A 9-point loss catching 6.5, and a 20-point loss catching 16.5 there. And then we have a 6.5-point outright win. Upstate won at home by 5 back in January, getting 5.5 here. It seems right. Again, it's close, but does not make the cut. Here we go with a big school. And by big school, it's one that you've probably heard of. Long Beach versus UC Davis. 5.5. Davis has a nice year, 15-10. Long Beach is 8-17, 1-11 on the road, 13-10 ATS. Long Beach had won 2 in a row. Davis cashed last February. The series is 6-4 Long Beach ATS and straight up. 5-5 ATS run, 3-7 straight up for Long Beach last 10. 5-5 ATS for UC Davis. Again, we're looking at the road numbers here. At San Diego, Cal San Diego, they were catching 10.5, lost by 3. That's a win. They were favored at Riverside, loser by 1 point favorite. Again, a 2.5 wouldn't fit our system there. 7.5-point doggy would, though. 87-80, outright winner. So that is 2 that go right into our plan here. The fourth game, the third game, I should say, fitting into our system of doggies here. Again, 5.5 with LB State. Long Beach was catching 9.5 against Irvine. They lost by 10. Maybe we would have got a push, depending on when you got in there, though. So 10.5 points, lose by 3. 7.5 points, win by 7. And then a 10-point loss, getting 9.5. 5.5, I think, is definitely worth a look here for this one. Southern Utah. These guys, not a good club either. We got ugly 9-point dog. I said 8.5, excuse me. 1-13 on the road for Southern Utah. 4-3 ATS in the series versus Arlington. Arlington beat them 80-61. That was back on January 29th. On January 3rd, Arlington won at South Utah 86-77. So the WAC, they play 3 times each, in case you did not know that. 19-point win for Arlington at home. 9-point win on the road. Southern Utah catching 6.5. Winner outright Abilene Christian. Catching 8.5. Again, we've talked about Arlington losing by 19. Catching 5.5. Losing by 11 at Utah Tech. Weren't they Dixie State at one point? Cal Baptist catching 14.5. Lose by 3 winner. And at the Valley catching 18.5. Lose by 17 winner. So they've covered some of these bigger numbers twice, 3 times. You want to go again for 8.5? They've done it. 6.5, they got it done. 14.5 and 18.5. They lost a 5.5 one. Again, 3-1. You got to play them. And Idaho State against rival Idaho. Your last close call game here. Catch it 5.5. Another team, 3-10 on the road, 11-12 ATS. Idaho, though, who they're facing, 8-14. Idaho State is 8-2 ATS in the series. They are 9-1 straight up in the series, and now you have them catching 5.5 points. They have lost 8 straight. Just overall, just throwing that out there. 2-8 ATS run on top of that. On the road, catch a 3.5. Again, not the big numbers I need, which is why this is, again, close to the number, but again, not the number. Lost by 13. Portland State, 7.5 would have been inside it. We would have grabbed it. Would have been a 23-point loser. 4.5, lost by 9. Again, 4.5, lose by 8. Not to the numbers I like it. This one here, head-to-head, the rivalry, it means something. They've won. They've won 3 straight. And again, 9 of 10. The last game, January 15th of this year, they beat them 76-68 at home. So it's one of their rare wins this year. In fact, their last win before dropping 8 in a row was against this team right here. Again, in this one here, we're talking about the numbers. Long Beach, Southern Utah, upstate. Am I going to play any of these guys? Probably not. Probably not. Out of the crew, I told you. Chicago State's been hot, but North Florida probably make my ticket for tomorrow. If we narrow some of these down, I'll go through the games again in the AM. I don't like moving on games after the line moves. I like to see an open line. I don't like to get a number because it's getting bet up. Because that's not a true number. That's just the money coming in. Like, oh, we're wrong here. We gotta jack this number up. I try to stay away from doing that. Mr. Wesker's like Syracuse. Who's the Cuse playing? The Cuse is loose. ACC Syracuse against the SMU. You like Syracuse at home catching a field goal. SMU on the road. They beat Pitt by 19. They lost to Louisville. They beat Wake. Lost to Duke by a touchdown. Lost to Clemson by 4. The Cuse had that terrible losing streak. They beat Notre Dame. They just came off. I had Cal catching a 5.5 there. Not meant to be. I don't know if I can take the Cuse. I get it. They're a dog, home dog, but Houston, 22.5. See K-State and Tang getting crushed. What are your thoughts on Houston and K-State? Big numbers like this. I think Houston is a top 5 team and a championship caliber team. Do I want to like 20 points? Oh, God. Let's see. On the road, TCU by 2. West Va by 5. Okie State 1. Arizona State 3. I mean, the only comparable game there is Arizona. They lost by 25. The other games, they were all kind of closer. But again, are they these teams in that category of Houston and Arizona? I don't think so. Houston's 14-10 ATS, and they do lay bigger numbers. Did not cover the last game versus Utah on the road, but at home, 24-point win over Central Florida, 22 over Cincinnati, 30 over Arizona State, 29 over West Virginia, Texas Tech by 4. I'm not, again, do I love huge numbers like this? Not really. Houston 7-3 ATS last 10. Their non-covers, 1.5. They lost that game at Texas Tech, and they didn't cover against Texas Tech at home. Again, Texas Tech's a lot better than Kansas State, though. So, not going to hold that against them in that spot. But Houston should probably get it done here. I'd say okay to Houston. You want to lay this big number? They should take care of business. Hold on. Let me see who they got on deck. Who's coming up for Houston? A trip to Iowa State. They're not looking ahead. You know what? You beat them by 30. Last year, they beat them 87-57. Year before that, 74-52. You know what? 20. I could see laying a 20 here. He's happy. We're cashing. Do I like Kentucky? Let's see. I don't even know who they're playing. Let's see. Let's see the SEC. Is it for me? Oh, against Florida. Interesting. 13.5. Kentucky's won last year's game. Overtime loser there. Florida got done in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 7. All Kentucky. Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma. I mean, I want to go back to that Florida game against Georgia when they were given 9.5, Mr. Weskers. I'm like, boy, I kind of like Georgia in this spot. And they rolled 15, 24. What is this one? 17, 4 points at Vandy, 18 points. You lost to Auburn and followed that up with a 50-point win, or 43. There's 23. There's 19. There's 20. I don't know. They're kind of humming right now. I mean, you're laying 8, 5, 8, 13, 11, 15, 7, 9. I mean, 9 and 1. 8. Do you really want to get in front of Florida? Kentucky's unpredictable. I mean, I get it. You have some nice wins, right? Tennessee's tough. The Vandy losses, not bad. You lost to Vanderbilt. They're good. I mean, you swept Tennessee. You lost to Missouri as a 12-point favorite. Gonzaga lost. I'm not blaming you for that. North Carolina, not upsetting there. Michigan State, nothing to be ashamed of. Louisville, okay. I mean, Kentucky's a good team. I just don't want to get in front of Florida. That's just me. Again, I'm not betting Florida. I'm not betting Kentucky. I think I'm going to be rolling into North Florida. I think we're going to do a little Osprey money here. And, of course, Oklahoma, just based on the fact they're 12-12 or whatever how their record is, and they're favored. They're favored. I love to see it. Love that kind of stuff. We need NCA&T here. It's down 6. We got them at 3.5. Let's see what happens. I mean, 12-12 Oklahoma, 1-point favorite over 17. This is just like George Washington tonight, crushing George Mason. What is that about? See a line like that. But those kind of things are only really good in the marquee kind of battles here. You see a short number like that. I mean, let's go to top 25 matches. We got Duke, 13, 15, 6, 12, 7.5, 6. 22, BYU favored. Purdue at Iowa. UConn. Virginia, Ohio State. In Tennessee. Florida guard play improves. They can be a contender. Yeah, well, I mean, what do you mean improves? They're 9-1 in the last 10. They're kind of peaking at a good time. Listen, it was a slow start. I don't know if Boogie and the Ivy League guy, say what you will, it took him a while to get the ball rolling a little bit. But, I mean, you opened up the season and lost to Arizona. I mean, really? Is that bad losing to Arizona? TCU loss. You lost to Duke and UConn. Duke, UConn, and Arizona are half your losses. Lost by a bucket at Missouri. Lost by 9 at Auburn. Again, Arizona, Duke, UConn. I'm not too mad about. A 4-point loss and a 2-point loss to Missouri and TCU. And then at Georgia. After that loss, here it goes. Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, LSU, South Carolina, Alabama, Texas A&M, Georgia. Yeah, they're playing well. They're playing well. All right. There you go. 40 minutes. Arizona resigned. Zach Gallen, huh? A 1-year deal for $22 million. Who said he wouldn't get $20 million? Mr. Weskers. Was that do I gotta go? That was Rod, right? When I was with Tony's picks, doing Tony's picks for the show. $22 million. Well, Mr. Weskers is not happy with does not think highly of Zach Allen. What's Florida's best win? Tennessee, Van not exactly top 10. I mean, Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Alabama. I mean, they're all pretty decent teams. I mean, they lost early. Their big games were in the first month of the season, and they were not. I disagree. I think they started a little slow. You're right. I said no. I thought Rod was like, no way he gets that money. Giants got Hauser. Yeah. Is there anybody on the planet that has a concept spitting insights like Higgs? Here we go. I don't know. Seriously. I my insights aren't all that great. I think I do all right with college basketball. I guess my rhyme and reason is I jump into these conferences, and again, it's really about. I'm more like the smaller and lesser mid majors when it comes to taking these kind of road dogs, because I don't think these teams should be laying 7, 8, 9 points when they're only 13 and 10 and 9 and 7 in conference play. The other guy's 4 and 8. Is there that much difference? Is it 8 points difference between these teams? And again, firing on these games is tough. It is not easy, And we, the near miss category. I mean, I could add some more to this that I sort of liked, but the line was not there. The line was not there in some of these games. You're acting like I said Florida stinks. I said they could be a team to get. I think, listen, the guard play, it started out bad. I think they're playing well now. And that's what it's about. Like, come on, guys get hot and they start playing well. They're the best team in the SEC right now. They're 9-2 in SEC play. They're the best team. I mean, if they're the best in the SEC, can they be a contender being the best team in the SEC? This ain't like it's these guys haven't been totally downtrodden in this league. So a couple of the games I was looking at here. East Carolina. And just the line is just not where it is. It was 4.5. It's up to 5.5 now. Again, it's close, but no cigar. Rotation game right underneath it. Louisiana Tech and Florida International. Again, if Louisiana Tech was getting more points, this has actually come down. This was 4.5. It's at 3.5. I thought I'd be getting 5 or 6 in this game. That's not meant to be. Not meant to be. What else? Old Dominions game against Georgia State. Here's another one. I thought it'd be at least 5. 3.5, 4s. Can't do it. Can't do it. So there's all the games. Again, we'll talk more about these games, tomorrow as well. We have noon action tomorrow, although not really a lot of the games I'll be looking at. Well, hold on, let me stand corrected here because I got to look at the added board here. A lot of, my extra games are more 1:00ers here. So midday play tomorrow. I guess we should just hold on here and watch the end of this basketball game here that I gave out. North Carolina A&T, the Aggies in the HBCU Classic. So we're catching 3.5, maybe 2.5, depending when they got in. We got the Hamsters up here by 1. Free throw is good. We will take a free throw winner, or not a winner, but a free throw shot here, I should say. All tied up. All tied up. (68-68), 25 seconds left. NC fouls Middleton here for 2 free throws. Both teams in a double bonus. A&T on a nice 6-0 run in the last 32 seconds. Hampton has made 5 of their last 7 shots. Free throw is good. Hampton up 1. Hampton as a team, 18 of 27 from the charity stripe, making 19 of 28. He hits them both. Ham gets them both down. Wyatt Gaines sinks him. He is 4 or 5 from the line here. So here we go. Let's see what happens here. NC A&T with the ball. They are 20 of 29 from the line. So they've made their shots here a little bit. They're key guys. Walker, 8 of 11 from the stripe. Middleton is 5 of 6. They get the ball to half court here. 17 seconds. They will call a timeout here. Down 2. And this is where the line comes into play. Who's got the rigged side? Who's got the right rig side? Are you going to win? Or is it rigged and you're going to lose? Michael says, yes, he's not the same this year. Florida really doesn't have a real test this year. Kentucky on the road, Arkansas at home. They're both on the same team on the road. Listen, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Kentucky, they're solid teams. Again, they lost to Arizona, Duke, UConn, who I think want to put those 3 guys you want to put 2 of those teams in the top 5? All of them in the top 10? I think UConn's a solid team. I think it's safe to say you got 3 top 10 teams right there that they lost to. Maybe 2 top 5 teams. I think Florida right now, this is how teams go on runs. Play like this. This is how you win the SEC. Layup is good. 70 all. Are you kidding me? Are we going to go to OT where our dogs go to die in overtime? Oh, the humanity. Oh, my goodness. Oh, a foul. He's going to the line. Hold on a second. I didn't even know he got fouled on the layup. Yeah, dogs. Hold on, Mike. Don't go to bed. Hold on a second. NCAA is going to pull out a massive comeback here. Doggy outright. The funny thing is, I'm looking on. I did a video and I gave this game out on picks and parlays, and the guy's like, if that team is going to lose, and if they don't, I apologize. I'll sign up to a service. I can't wait till they sit this. I'll be like, hey, make sure you sign up. You're welcome. That's, again, I like to joke about like jinxing and stuff like that, but really, you cannot count the game win or loss before it's over. What do you say there, my guy Corey? Corey Jones' first comment ever in the show. I like breakfast at the Hampton Inn, the waffles, he says. Can we just ice this game? Can we just hit this free throw and get out of here? Middleton is 5 of 6 from the line so far this game. I mean, a huge layup. The guy was 4 of 13 from the field. 4 of 13, just 1 of 3 from 3. It wasn't like he's out here chucking up 3-pointers. As a whole, NCAA 4 of 9 from 3-point range. That's all they took. Hampton, 5 of 17, good for 29%. Will Middleton hit this one? It would be nice if he does. He hits the free throw is good. 4 seconds left. 4 seconds left. NCAA. If you tuned into Midday Money today, NCAA, we gave it out even last night here on the channel. Final. Hampton misses a jumper. 71-70. Doggy outright. And that's how we end it. Good day, sir. Back tomorrow with your midday money winners for you. More college basketball coming at you. Again, we'll get a fresher look at some lines, maybe some line changes. And away we go. Happy Friday night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.